Hey, good morning, everybody. How is everyone this fine morning? I was going to post again last night, but I had rehearsal. That is such an actor thing to say, and I realized just saying it, it's like that. I feel like I should just have that saved in my lexicon forever. Like, oh, I can't. I have rehearsal. I have rehearsal. I have rehearsal. But I had rehearsal. And I haven't done a play in a minute, so I am so psyched and I'm so grateful. I'm really happy. I miss being on stage. I love voice acting and but yeah, being able to do a live play and the whole process and the dig deep into it and to spend a lot of time with it. With voice acting, I don't get to spend as much time with the scripts. I mean, you have your quick auditions, you have your actual project. It's fine. There's a squirrel hanging outside. Once you have your audition, you have your projects, but they go a lot faster. And with a live play, or you just get to get down deep into it. So great cast and great people. So I'm loving it so far. But yeah, I came home and I was like, I have to finish my laundry and I have to go to sleep eventually. I'm a late owl, so it took forever. So yesterday, I mentioned I wanted to talk a little bit about paying attention and knowing when you're actually getting the things you want. I used to do that a lot, and just before I really started getting into mindset work, spent a lot of time saying, oh gosh, it's never gonna happen, it's never gonna happen, oh, I don't get that, and oh, it's taking forever, and I don't get anything, and I prayed on it, and I meditated, and I journaled, and I asked God for it, and I didn't get it, and why don't I ever get what I want? I never get what I want. Just over and over and over again. Knowing now, which I wish I had known when I was younger, is the more I did that, the more I brought on not getting what I want. Because I was saying it all the time. I never get what I want. Oh, this is never going to happen. It's never going to happen. When you say that, then you are making that happen, that it's never going to happen. So it's not just affirmations. It's not just believing it. It's also minding what you say. Another big thing is paying attention enough to know when you actually get it. We get signs, messages, things that we want. We get things to move us along the path every single day. We're constantly getting the things we want. But a lot of times, if we don't get it in the way that we dictate we should have it, then totally over our heads. And that's crazy. Hey, Bex, how are you? So it's you have to really understand, like, are you paying attention enough to know when you actually got the thing? If you are such a perfectionist, and if you are so determined and have such a high need for control that if this doesn't happen in this particular way, the way I say, then I don't want it, then you're not gonna get there, wherever there is. Now, that said, if you are only asking for superficial things, if I ask over and over again, I'm just picking up something random. If I say, you know what, universe, please send me a pen. Please send me a pen. I just want a pen. I just really need a pen right now. It's all I want. You know, with the power of energy and your mind and like what you're putting out there, yeah, you'll find a pen, but is that what you really want? Or what are you really putting out there? Like, I need something to write with. I need a way to get this phone number. I am about to go into this meeting and it's really important and I need a way to get information. That's really what you're going for. That's what you want. It may or may not come in the form of a pen. It may come in a form of a person coming by and you see them with the writing implement and you ask to borrow it. It may come in the form of you saving it on your phone. It may come in some other form that you didn't even know could be an option. Maybe the person sends it to you. They say, you know what, don't even worry about writing it down. I'll send it to you. I have this whole thing written down. You don't know, like, so if you really, really, really want to get to next level, this is where the letting go and trusting part comes in. If you are trying to get yourself to next levelness, or whatever you want to call it, to whatever your big picture is, you have to admit and get real with the fact that if you already knew exactly what it was going to look like, you would have had it by now. So if you have to let go of this idea that you know exactly how it's going to happen. And you won't, if you don't see it happen that way, then it didn't exist. If you keep on that, you're never going to see it. And then you're going to go back to like, oh, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. And it just keeps getting cyclical. When you start to see and recognize and be grateful, I think gratitude will be the next live stream. When you start to recognize how many times you get a message or a sign or the thing you need or the person you need to talk to or just whatever it is that you need to get to the next step, when you start really recognizing and saying, oh my gosh, like this happens daily. Like I honestly can say daily, on a daily basis, amazing things happen for me that I consider little miracles. They're me putting out into the world and getting back what I put out. It happens every day. It doesn't always happen in the form I expect it to. Most likely it doesn't, because if I knew exactly what it was going to be, I would have done it by now. Case in point, like when we, gosh, just over the weekend, trying to get my kid to and from soccer, and the things that came up, the things that happened, because we were really nervous about, did we have enough money and gas to be able to get him there. And I just put out there, it's like, you know what, this is important to him, this is important for us, this is important for our family to spend time together, we're gonna be okay. And I just put it out there, like, please give us this quality time. Everything that happened along the way, from checks that came in at the very last minute, to the gas lasting, to money getting moved around electronically that covered the gas, like every little thing. Some were big, some were small. Some were big, like, oh, that check you're waiting for appeared, yay, thankfully. And some were really small, like, okay, well, you won this game but you lost this game, so that means we got to start later and had more time to gather our stuff and get gas. Like, so it could be big, it could be small, but you have to start recognizing and acknowledging when you get the blessings you need. What do they look like? That's another saying, well, how do I know? How do I know? And it's really just paying attention and trusting. When you're looking for something, you're going to find it. So when you are looking for the messages, when you're looking for acknowledgement that you're going in the right direction, trust that you're going to get it. You know, you have to get your mind right and say, okay, you know what? I know I'm going to get some sort of sign. And you will. And then when you do get it, making sure that you say, like, wait, was that the sign? I mean, and you see this in movies and stories all the time, or someone will be like, oh, please, I just want to meet someone, and then they meet like their mentor, and they start saying, like, well, I met romantically, but then through a chain of events it all works out. When you know and trust that you're gonna get it, you're gonna get the signs all the time. Start getting, and that's where meditation does come in, because what meditation also does is it helps you get quiet. I think it's really interesting as creative people, as artists and creative people, we have an ability through either natural gift or through years and years of training or wherever you're at in your journey to notice things and take in what we actually see in front of us. Looking at things from either different angles or looking at things on a deeper level, so you can synthesize what you're actually seeing and then converting it into whatever project you're converting it to. A musician develops a very strong ear. So they hear what they hear, and they hear very specifically in minute details, and they can hear things that I would be like, I didn't hear any difference between those notes. But they have been trained to pay attention to what they're hearing. A painter knows that when they're looking at a body of water, it's not just blue. The way the light hits will hit one part to make it almost look white. Well, to make it look white, and another part to make it look black, and another part to make it look somewhat blue, and another part to make it look a little bit more green. And they go and they look at what they're actually seeing, not what they think they're seeing. Like, well, it's the water's blue. But to paint it, you have to get into the habit of breaking it down and say, but what am I actually seeing? And then paint from there. And same with acting. We do a lot of research. That's what we're doing tonight, and creating a world, and we put a lot of details to it and pay attention to the minutia. How does this character walk? How would this character talk? What is the time period? What's going on in this era for these characters? How is that affecting what they're going to say in the script? And taking what we actually see and know that are facts, that are truth based on history, based on timing, based on the words that were given, and we take it on and we synthesize it into something different. So artists naturally do this. I'm getting all these little artists do this all the time. And yet artists and other people, creative people, fail to see things in their lives, and fail to see when things are going well in their lives, and when they're actually getting what they asked for, because they're looking for something different. They're looking for it to come dressed up in a particular way, or be presented in a way that they expect, and it doesn't. I can tell you that it's not going to come in the way you expect. It's not going to come in a way that you are 100% sure that that's how it's going to be. And I hope, I'm going to tell this story. Like, I have a friend, she may or may not be watching, so she is, hey girl. I have a friend, she was applying to schools, and she really, really, really wanted to go to a particular school. And she applied, and she was raising money to go there, and it was a long, so she was like, I'm just going to apply. Well, I said, just do it, why not? Big, big, big school. So she applied, and she didn't get into the location she wanted. However, they loved her stuff, so they accepted her into a new program they were developing in, I believe it was Japan. And she's like, wait, what? Wait, what? They said, oh yeah, you're in, because it's our first class. It's going to be the first time we're doing this, and we love your stuff, and we would love you to be in the inaugural class for this new program. All sorts of fears, resistance, telling herself she can't have it. And finally she said, you know what, let's just go for it. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it. I don't know how I'm going to do any of this. So she started talking to people, raising money. Very stressful time. I know it was a very stressful time for her, because but it's not what she asked for. It was sort of what she asked for. It's sort of what she wanted, but not in the way she thought it would come about. And then there was all this extra stress, like, how am I going to make this happen? How am I going to go to Japan? I thought I was going to New York. And she didn't quite raise the money she wanted, but then she said, it's going to be fine. Then she gets a letter or email or call. They got a hold of her, and they said, we have to tell you, we have bad news. We're pulling the program. We're not going to do the program in Japan anymore. So we're really sorry about that. And she was freaking out. She's like, oh my God, after all that. And then they said, but because we've already accepted you, we're just going to go ahead and move you over to the program in New York, which is what she originally wanted. So, and it's a great example, though, of it comes not the way you expect it, not the way you think it should be, because we don't have the ability to see all the way through. We don't have the ability or the perception or the know-how or the discernment to really be able to see all the different steps and patterns and ways that it can go. And what we ultimately want, we want the thing to come to us that is going to benefit us the most, that is going to benefit the world the most, that is going to bring the most level of joy and abundance to as many people as possible. And therefore, I don't know all the moving targets. I don't know what the person next to me, I don't know how this will affect them. I don't know how this will affect my family. And there are also other times where what you ask for, you don't get. And then later on you find out that, whoa, that ended up being the best thing. Oh gosh, I know in your life right now, either it's happened to you or it's happened to someone that you know, that if you look at your life and you look at something that you wanted or that they wanted so bad and they didn't get it and they were devastated and they didn't get it. Maybe it was a job. Jobs are a big one, like jobs or companies they work for, only to find out that like 6 months later or a year later, the company went out of business. Or the program that they did was awful and everyone who was in it wishes they could get out and get their money back. Or shows or programs or plays or whatever productions that you were like, I wanted to be in that so bad, and then you saw it and you're like, that was awful, really glad I didn't take that, or didn't get it. Not even that you didn't take it, that you didn't get it. So it works both ways. It works for when you are blessed with the thing that you asked for and when it comes in a different package, and it also is a blessing of saying like, no, I'm gonna stop this because something better is along. When you move through your whole life knowing and trusting and expecting that everything that happens is going to fit in those categories, everything works in your favor. I say that so many times today. I guess that's one of the few ways that affirmations work. If you're going to do affirmations, the thing is, eventually you have to absorb it into your being. It's not enough to just repeat the same words over and over and over again and not believe it. So if you're going to do affirmations, like you need to have it in your blood that like, I believe this, or else it's not going to work at all. You're just saying nonsense. But I 1,000 billion% believe that everything, even things that I don't like at the moment, even things that I'm really ticked off that I didn't get or disappointment or whatever, everything works for my greatest good. I believe it. Then you can't prove to me otherwise. Everything works for my greatest good. Everything that happens to me works for my greatest good. Even the things that I don't want or appreciate at the time, it's working for my greatest good. Why is it working for my greatest good? Because I create it. Because I create my reality. So I'm not going to do things to myself that are going to hurt myself. And if I am, then there's a reason I'm doing that to wake myself up or get to the next step. So I think I'm doing it for a good reason. So I have to always consider that. Like we don't do things to hurt ourselves on purpose, even if it is hurting us. But we are doing that hurtful thing because we think we're protecting ourselves. We think it's for our good, but really it might not be. But we're still doing it. So everything that happens is for my greatest good. Everything that happens is for my greatest good. Say it to yourself every day and believe it. Know it. When you start to know that, you're going to start looking for the things that are happening to you that are guiding you and leading you and blessing you and growing you and presenting yourself. And you're going to be shocked and delightfully amazed at how many more opportunities present themselves to you. I'm going to let you know a little secret. It's probably the same number of opportunities. You're just paying attention to them more. Which kind of makes them more because you didn't notice them before. So when you notice them, and the more you notice them, then the more you start to say like, oh, everything is happening for my greatest good. Yeah, okay, yeah. And then more and more and more. And then you get your energy flowing again. And then more and more. And it just keeps feeding into itself. Like the big affinity. Not I don't know, yeah, that thing where it's never ending. It just keeps feeding into itself over and over and over again. So start paying attention. And if you can't think of anything right, think back in your life to things that have happened in the past and be like, oh, you know what, that actually did happen to me. So from this point out, start paying attention. I'm reading a book. I said I was going to mention it yesterday, and I looked over. The book I'm reading now is called The Path of Least Resistance by Robert Fritz. And it's really good. It's really good. I'm really, really enjoying it. I'm almost done. It starts off pretty cerebral, though. So, just give yourself some time if you're going to read it. But he's talking about the way of creating things, in the process of actually creating, like whether it's a painting or your life. And just where it starts from, and how it starts from a place of tension and resistance. Every time we set out to do something, it's because we are trying to overcome tension and resistance of some sort. We're trying to resolve it in some way. So there's a big part of the book that talks about it, and how if you're trying to deal with resistance by overcompensating on the other side, it's not really balanced. So the creative idea is to relieve the tension and resistance by balancing it out with other things versus removing it altogether. So that's a quick summation of the first half of the book, but it gets even deeper than that. So I highly recommend it, The Path of Least Resistance, and I'm going to finish it up very soon. But like I said, meditation does help because you get into a practice of getting quiet and just getting inside of yourself. And really, it's start off your day expecting to see it. Even if you're watching this video, say your friend passes video on to you and said, you need to watch this chick, she is talking about you, or you need to watch this chick, she's crazy, whatever. Even if you go at it because you don't believe me and you're trying to prove me wrong, fine. You're still going to go through the day of saying, fine, all right, I'll try it. Let me pay attention, see what happens. Then you're still going to do it. Start off trusting and knowing that you are going to see a sign. Ask for it. Say, show me a sign. If you are really, really obtuse about it, and you go ahead and say, like, show me something, a very obvious sign. I need something very obvious that I'm moving in the right direction, or that I'm deciding between these two things. Show me a really obvious sign of my next steps, or please give me whatever it is that I need right now. Make it obvious. I need to be obvious. I need to be like, smack me on the side of the head. There are some times that I'm like, I'm missing all of these signs. I don't really understand what you're trying to tell me, so give me another one. Give me another one. Send me another one. Like, nope, pass. Don't understand what that meant. But keep at it, but expect you're going to see it, because God will live up to those expectations, and you will attract and be presented with the right people, the right opportunities, the right, not even right, because it's not even right or wrong, the best possible scenario that will bring you the most abundance. Expect that that's what's going to happen. Just know it's going to happen. Just like I know the sun's coming up tomorrow. I mean, it might not. That is a possibility. It is a possibility. It's not really a likely possibility. So I know the sun's coming up tomorrow. I know I'm going to get signs that I'm moving me along in the right direction, in the best direction. I know it. I know. I know when I got up this morning and I debated about whether or not to do another live stream. Now, our side of this is, if you get the signs, if you get pointed in the right direction, take the sign. Go in that direction. Go. Do it. Like, I woke up this morning and wondering, I actually felt really good this morning. I don't always. So today I felt really, really good. And I'm like, all right. Yesterday, very, very late at night, I came up with 2 story ideas. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I had that burning and I haven't had it in a minute. So I'm like, oh, this is great. That burning need to create, to like, oh, yes, this project, this story idea, this thing, it needs to come out. I need to create it. Like, I need to. And that feels amazing, because there was another novel idea that I've been playing around with in my head and then had no desire to sit and type it. And my friend who is a writer and publisher is going to see this and be like, for the love, just write the book. But I've been going around and like playing around with it and like I don't know, I should outline, I should get note cards. But this idea hit me yesterday and I was like, I wanted to start writing immediately. And I woke up feeling like it's still there. It's still there. It's still there. Okay. It's still there. Okay. Okay. So then you start saying, okay, I need that to happen. What do I need to do first? And it hit me, okay, I need to get on a live stream. I need to get on a live stream because I need to start telling people about what I do. I need to start letting people know that I'm here, letting people know that I'm in the process of creating, start getting that momentum, because when I coach and help other people, then I'm also coach. And then it just keeps going from there. And I'm going to remind you too, that's reminding people to make sure if you have not looked at any of my online classes, it's good stuff. So you could be taking all this video content, which is good video content, but also you can be going deeper and getting actual activities and things that you can use for your projects on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, but there came a brief moment where I was like, maybe I should just, I can do something else. But I saw myself doing it. I saw myself like saying like, no, I can do all the laundry instead. Or I don't know, maybe I'll do XYZ thing. And that's what happens. You start to stray off the path for whatever reason. There's various reasons why I do it, and blockages and challenges, and we talked about that too. So there's various reasons. Everyone has something. But then I remembered, like, you got a sign yesterday. You got the thing you asked for. You asked for, what do I do next? You asked for this. So why are you not going to do what you should do next? Do what's next. Because if not, you're never going to get there. So why, if you're given the gift, if you're given the directions, if you have a big neon sign like do this, why wouldn't you do it? That makes no sense, but people do it every day. People do it every single day. So pay attention to the world around you. You are getting signs and directions every day. Ask for them to be clearer if you need them to be clearer. They can be very super clear. This whole thing started when I was sitting in church, when I was still going to the church, and I was sitting there in a pew, and very clearly, it sounded like someone sitting right next to me and said, "Aisha, go back to theater." It cleared that to the point I turned because I thought someone had talked to me and sat next to me. Clear as anything. So sometimes it can be very blatantly obvious. And honestly, looking back in my life at that time, that would have been the only way to get me that message. Because I missed every other message. I was ignoring my intuition. I was ignoring everything. So that was the only way to get the message. And fine, that's how it was delivered. So pay attention. You are getting signs. You're being guided every day. You don't have to go through your life and day saying it's never going to happen, it's never going to happen, it's never going to happen. No one's listening to me. No one hears me. You are being heard. You're being heard very clearly. How can you not be heard? You are part of the universe. Like you are a part of the source. So you can't not be heard. You're part of it. You're in it. Can't function without you. You are part. So you are getting what you need. So you don't have to say over and over, I never get. You are. You do. Pay attention to signs, so then you'll feel more comfortable about which direction to go. Sound good? Fabulous. All right, folks. I am heading out. I'm going to get my breakfast. I didn't eat my breakfast. God, I can't believe I was able to talk for this long without getting all hangry and goofy. Because I get hangry and ridiculous. So I'm going to go get some coffee and some oatmeal and get on with my day. So make sure you get on to online courses. If there are topics you would like to discuss or you want my take on it, or you have questions, or if you're having a situation right now, go ahead, DM me, drop me a line in the Facebook and on this page here, and we'll pick it up and discuss. Until next time, have a wonderful day. Can't wait to hear about all your signs and things that you're being delivered. It's going to be amazing. So have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.